point guard, the Magic Johnson of the show, here to lead the way, and I'm here with my guys. What's up, Bruce?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, Shice? Right in the building. We are live once again, January 2019.
19. We live. What's up? We got our sharpshooter in the building as well. What's up, Alex?
What's up, y'all?
Uh-oh.
It's good to be back.
Mr. Himes World himself, and we got a guest, man.
The East Coast boy.
Side.
Oh, we'll hold it down. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited, and I remember the last time I called in. It was a good time. So.
Oh yeah.
We like to have fun, man. And,
this is my boy Alex.
We got two Alexes in here, so we're a rare show.
This is Alex 2.
Alex West Coast.
Alex squared.
Oh, AW. We got AW.
It's technically Alex 1 because he called in before Alex
Facts.
got here. I'm just saying.
cold.
Just saying.
Facts.
Just saying.
Hey, it is a
But,
cold world out here. But man, let's get right to it.
No. We got a special guest today. We got to do this right.
Oh, let's do it.
He did introduce himself, but tell him a little bit about yourself and where I'm at. I met him in college. Where was that at?
Yeah. I met Bruce at. You were just a pseudo student at LMU.
LMU. Yeah. He spent a lot of time at LMU. I remember because we used to go to a lot of basketball and sports there.
Yeah. Bruce would come
LMU
through,
was-
and then ever since we've been kicking it, with the homies and everything. So, just talking. I'm glad you're doing this, man. This is big for you, and yeah, I moved back from San Diego last year.
Law school grad over there.
Oh, big time.
Finished law school.
Big time.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He actually
Who did you write for? Dodger Nation?
I did write for Dodgers Nation. It's
Tell us about that.
the top blog for obviously the Los Angeles Dodgers. They do a little bits here and there on just random topics on what's going on currently. I did a few favorite pieces on such as the luxury tax about a year or two ago. That was pretty big. I think that was the year that we re-signed Kershaw. So it was a lot of fun. One of my professors asked if I wanted to do it, and I jumped on it, and I did that for a little bit and helped with my writing and all. So it was cool.
Definitely, man. That's huge.
Hey, big time. So we got a guest in the building, so we're gonna make sure that he enjoys himself.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
Oh,
have
yeah.
fun.
Hey, it gets really.
We short one today, so we had to add one.
Yeah, so it gets really active in here. It gets no holds barred, so be
Oh, yeah.
ready.
Don't hold back.
Yeah, you say something crazy, we will challenge any nonsense that you say. So,
But we like the crazy stuff.
Yeah, we like the crazy stuff.
Let's do it.
Because Bruce usually says that stuff. But let's get right to it. So James Harden is balling out of control. He just added 52 points.
Oh.
He surpassed Kobe Bryant at with 30-point games. Actually, I think he's up to 18 as of now.
Oh. Yep.
18 straight games. So the guy is an amazing scorer. I know we talked about him last week, but we always got to talk about a guy from LA, a guy that's a big-time player, and that's playing amazing. So you guys got any words so far of what he's doing?
Unbelievable. I mean, look, I can talk as much smack about him as I want.
Don't we
but
all?
there's a level of respect that I have for players that do things that you wouldn't expect. Like when Russ had the triple-double season, unbelievable, ultimate respect. And now Harden is doing this. I want to go back to something that we talked about last week, I think it was, when we said it's unbelievable to think that Harden, KD, and Russ were all on the same team at one point. And now look at them. All of them are legitimate MVP players in the league, just across different areas.
That's one of the worst fails in sports history.
I mean, they got Steven Adams out the deal.
Man, get out of here.
Bro.
Hey, man. Steven
good,
Adams can
but
be on a
still.
championship team at one point
Aquaman,
in his
he's
career.
a superhero and all, but he's not Superman.
This is true.
My
He's
God.
definitely
So
Aquaman.
you want
Not
Superman or
Superman?
Batman, not Aquaman.
Yeah, but I think Harden is just out of his mind. I know we'll get into it later, but I've never seen anybody score like that, just so effortless, especially 3-point line. He really doesn't have to come across the 3-point line to get what he needs. You're basically chasing him down off the 3-point line constantly because it's money every single time. And then the fouls and stuff and slowing down the game a little bit and all the dribbling but to be so consistent at scoring with that, people say, oh, he shot 18 free throws. He had 50 plus.
Yeah,
he still had 35 points on
people don't realize
40
how hard
points.
it is to score in the NBA. That you can't just show up and say I'm gonna shoot 70 times and I'm gonna score 80 points. If it was that easy, a lot of guys would do it.
Yeah.
But scoring in the NBA is tough. What you think about it? AW, that's we're going to go with AW for the West, Alex West.
I mean, he's efficient in what he does. He has a good form. He's smart too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he knows the matchup before going into every game. So if he has your number, he's gonna probably put up he's been doing it. He's been putting up 50 in the last 2 games, and then I'm reading this. He put 57 in 34 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Against Memphis.
Yeah, I don't even need.
Kobe did
anyone
less
else,
than 3 quarters.
Anyone
man.
else play in that game or something? But I mean,
True.
it's just ridiculous how efficient he can be. And the other thing is, he loves to have his own team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him flow.
Yeah. And another thing about it is why we're talking about this again, because I know you guys know we talked about it last week, is because he's continuing to do it without Clint Capella.
Yeah.
He already has no Chris Paul, and now
No
he's
Gordon.
lost no Gordon. Sorry,
He came back last game. Like if you looked at the stat line, Harden had 58, and the next top scorer was Eric Gordon with 20 points.
and
it's
he's
just
back, thankfully
Yeah.
for that. But
James Harden looked like no matter who
they
was
thought
on the
that
court,
losing Capella would have been a big problem for them, especially defensively. And we'll find out more over like a 2-week span if they can hold up
as a team, because
but
they did.
right now, riding his hot streak. Why not?
He scored 58 against the Nets, and they took an
Yeah.
L. Spencer Dinwiddie made some big plays down the end of that stretch. But, hey, if you got a guy scoring like that, you're going to be in a lot of games. You just need other guys to make some big shots.
Yeah.
We have
So-
people commenting on the live stream right now of the show, and Alex Strofe, a guy who's watching right now, is talking about how like none of these guys, Harden, Russ, or KD, would become who they are if they did not all separate. They would not be able to coexist and be efficient the way they are.
As far
And
as
that's the truth.
As far as statistically,
Yeah, no,
I
statistically.
think they would have won and did a lot of things that Magic
yeah.
and James Worthy and Kareem did together, and the Celtics with their big 3 back in the day, and even the newer one. Your numbers drop, but the winning enhances. So they would have been able to win more. But as far as their stats and us looking at them as legendary players, it would have been slightly different because you wouldn't have saw Russ probably average a triple-double like that.
Yep.
You wouldn't have saw James with this streak of 30-point games because you have to share with one another. Unless you're the Warriors, then you can just do anything. But so do you guys feel that James Harden can obtain this surge? Like, can he play this all the way through? Because he's doing it in the regular season. That's fine, great.
Mm-hmm.
But can he sustain it and keep it going for the playoffs? To where
The playoffs?
Yeah,
No.
to where the Houston Rockets can be a championship team.
We
No.
talked about that last week. Like,
Not by itself, no.
No, you can't sustain it by yourself, especially in such a loaded West.
Right.
Like, and you can drop 58 points, and you can have like 18 games of dropping a plus 30 points per game, right? But at some point, it's going to crack. We've talked about and joked about how Harden, when it comes to the playoff time, and putting up these insane numbers, fumes out. And especially because you're playing one team each night. You're getting to play different teams every night.
Yeah.
You're getting teams from different conferences and teams that are weaker. It's a different story when you're playing the same team in a 7-game series who gets accustomed to your offense style, who gets accustomed to how to poke holes in your defense.
They get to scheme you more.
Yeah, and especially because it's in the West. I can't emphasize enough. Like, of course, we joke about the East. The East is on the rise, but in the West, where every team has players, like we're going to talk about Doncic at one point in the show. Doncic is great, and they're 13th in the West right now, and that just tells you how good the conference is stacked from all the way down, even past the playoff mark.
But what we're not talking about, and we're talking about how many points he's putting up, we're not talking about the assists, and that is part of the reason why he's so good at what he does and why they are in position to win these games and stuff. Because not only is he having 50 points, he's 12, 15 assists, 13 assists. Now, he's dropped off a bit, and he's probably averaging like 7 or 8.
I think he's at 8 assists, but that's
but,
amazing.
'cause he doesn't have anyone else
when
to
he
pass
has,
to.
right now he doesn't.
Yeah.
But when he has the good players on the court, especially Capella, probably get 5 or 6 of those for him in the game.
Rebounds too.
Yeah, and he'll have rebounds. He was averaging, like, not averaging a triple-double, but close.
Yeah.
You know, he'll average 5 to 6 rebounds, probably 7 or 8 when he was really playing well. But he's doing everything. He's just not playing a lot of defense, but I'm sure he's, like, not horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, the
he's being a
memes
better
and
leader.
the videos.
Yeah.
He'll make up for it.
But he still needs someone like Gordon and
Yeah.
CP and Capella to have 15 to 20, or, PJ Tucker to knock down 3 or 4 3-pointers and have about 9.
So tell me this: if CP3 comes back, say if Capella comes back and does what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Say if CP3 comes back
fully healthy,
and say he's not even 19, 20 a game. He's just about
14,
15.
He's at 15
with
right
like
now.
8 assists. Do you think that would be good enough for them to win?
It was last year.
Yeah. No. They had better numbers with those guys last year.
Yeah, because Chris Paul balled out.
But I'm saying, like,
even
them
more.
playing, like, just them playing healthy, they'll have more than, I think they'll have more than enough.
If he can average 33 games.
Man,
in a
Austin
series,
Rivers is balling right now.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, then
like
they
he
can still
fits the
make
system.
moves.
It's perfect for him. Austin Rivers has been a scorer since he came out of college, and nobody knew how to use him. Not even his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And finally, like just like all guards, you go to D'Antoni. He's like, man, just run the pick and roll
play,
and pull
yeah.
up. Like, what are you doing?
See, that's the problem, though. Like, as much as I like the construct of the team, you don't have a fully healthy Chris Paul. Even going down the season, he still won't be healthy. Like, look at Gordon Hayward. He's not going to be fully healthy for the year. Give him a year, right?
Yeah.
And get the season done.
Oh yeah,
Call it a wash type of thing.
I mean,
but
Paul George took a couple
they
years
lost.
to come back.
Yeah, fair. They lost Trevor Ariza and they lost Luka Bahamute, which we still see it leaves a void because
Hey.
Oh yeah,
with these guys
they can still get Trevor, just to let y'all know, because he's riding on the Wizards right now. So you never know when they're going to buy him out, and he might just be like, "Man, I'm going back."
We're
to
just
Houston.
waiting. Yeah.
yeah. Since they lost John Wall, they might as well
might as well
figure
just,
something out.
Well, this
They
is a
can get a
tank
pick
season.
for him probably. They can
Yeah.
probably get a pick for him.
And with that, like, as much as Houston has it good, if they get all these guys back, injury free, doing their thing, by the end of the season, the other teams in the conference are that much better as well.
Oh yeah,
compared to last season.
we're
So
not even
they-
getting into that yet.
They went
'cause
like this compared to last season.
The
They
Lakers.
went down. Every other team went up, though. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, every other team got stronger. They got weaker,
Yeah.
and now it's even more magnified because of these injuries.
It leveled out. Like the Western Conference is just leveling out to what people are expecting it to be. And it's interesting. You guys brought up like the scoring, whether that's going to keep up. I think of like Westbrook when he broke the triple double record, and that just like it just like died. It didn't he was trying to pull the team in. He was trying to like have them survive, but it just you need that second weapon.
Yeah.
Who's that going to be?
Once the
I'll leave that up
playoff,
to the GM.
playoffs hit,
Yeah.
Russ, it was different. But so to stick with the James Harden theme and his amazing streak of scoring 30 points, he will not catch Wilt Chamberlain. Just to let you guys know of the other thing of averaging 40 points per game, because Wilt Chamberlain has 515.
Man, look, they lying, bruh. My boy suggested that
I need proof.
Wilt Chamberlain was either writing the stats in on his way to the club after the game, and I said, nah, it was a girl, and he had, that was one of his.
Yeah, that was one of his.
Because
Will
write these in, because once I'm gone, they need to know that I was that guy.
Tell him I had 50-50
But
and 50.
so to talk about scoring, so with James Harden playing so well, who are you guys' personal top 5 scorers ever? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go and
give us yours. Go ahead.
You want me to give mine first? It's
Man, you got the like
Kobe.
he got the
Exactly.
he got the perfect list that everybody has.
Y'all
No,
even
but
guess mine.
first I'm gonna tell you here. These are the top 10 scorers all time with accumulated points through their careers. You got number 1 Kareem, number 2 Karl Malone, 3 Kobe, 4 Jordan, LeBron 5, Wilt Chamberlain 6, Dirk 7, Shaq 8, Moses Malone 9, Alvin Hayes number 10. So when I looked at it, I just looked at I would look at points per game, and if someone put a gun in my head and said you need this guy to score 50, which 5 guys do I believe that will be able to score
5?
Yeah, which 5 guys where you got to watch this game. Let's see if this one player can get you 50.
Yeah.
It's
easy for me technically.
This is what I got.
I'll let you
go
go.
with dudes that always average that.
I got MJ. I got MJ number 1.
Okay.
All right, MJ number 1.
It's tough to argue the GOAT.
Because, he can shoot it. He can
If
play.
you want 50, he gonna get it.
Yeah, he going to get 50. He told Byron Scott.
It might be all free throws. I'm getting 50.
I remember a story he told Byron. He asked Byron Scott, "What's up, man? What you doing?" "Oh, I'm not playing tonight." And he clapped his hands like, "Oh, I got 50 tonight." All because he knew Byron Scott wasn't going to be playing. But that's my number 1 score. Number 2, Wilt Chamberlain. The guy Guy scored 100.
Wilt the stilt.
515 games, averaging 40. That's insane. Number 3, I will go Kobe Bryant. He's baby Jordan. He has a better 3-point shot, and he's gonna go get his points no matter what. He's gonna attack. Number 4, I'm going with Kareem, just because it was tough between Kareem and Shaq, but Kareem with the sky hook, he can make free throws. So it came down to that. Number 5, that's where I was stuck, because I wanted to put AI, but I got stuck with KD and James Harden. Because if I have the refs on my side, I want James Harden because he might shoot.
If you have the refs on your side.
He might shoot 80 free throws and travel, so that helps.
James Harden is a sorcerer.
But hey, I'm going to go KD.
I need 20 fouls tonight.
I'm going to go KD because KD, 6'11", can shoot jump shots, can handle. It's tough to guard. So those would be my 5. It'll be MJ, Wilt, Kobe, Kareem, and KD.
Okay.
All
right. AW?
Jordan, that guy, we all know what he can do.
Danny's favorite player.
I'm gonna go with number 2.
Warren too.
I mean, I'm gonna go with number 2 as Kobe. I
mean,
flat out, he told Shaq. Shaq told him to get 50 in his last game. He got 60. So
facts.
And he wasn't even in his prime.
Facts.
Not even close to it.
Yeah, right.
On his last
He's
leg.
Probably 10 times better condition than any of us will ever be.
Pure steroids.
Number 3, I'm gonna pick
last game. They ain't gonna test me.
Right? Yeah. Number 3, I'm gonna pick Kareem.
Okay.
Kareem, only because he had the deadliest weapon with the sky hook.
Unguardable.
So, number 4, I'm gonna go a little different. I do like Karl Malone.
Yeah.
His shot, his post game,
18 feet.
His tenacity. I mean, I think a lot of people underrated him where he, as a player, he did have John Stockton, so he loved the pick and roll.
They invented it.
But, it's the mailman. He delivered. Yeah. And then number 5, I would have to go with someone modern, I would have to pull like Steph Curry or something. When he gets hot, he gets hot. And there's no stopping him. And then no matter who's defending him, he can pull up from 3, pull up from 4. And then
really, when they get that 4-pointer, believe me.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna stay with those 5, and then
those your 5 top scorers ever.
Yeah.
You gotta get a new school love, man.
No, I like Steph. I like that. I just think that
he's definitely like
he has to be on. Like he said, if he has an off day, he might end up with 13.
Yeah, because Lonzo could shut him down any day.
Facts.
All right, so
Facts.
I do this a little differently. Like I put my favorite scorers to watch, my favorite players to watch score, as well as like I did my favorite like fact players that are scorers, of course, like the main top 5. I even put it was Kareem, Malone, Kobe, Jordan, and then LeBron. I put on there because I love watching LeBron score. Like just watching him go to work. Like he just puts in work. Like you see him go down the lane, it's like you're not going to be able to stop it. Like unless you are like a Shaquille O'Neal or just a big body that he rarely ever encountered in their prime, you are not going to stop it. And so, like, my favorite players to watch score, a little bias starting out, is definitely Paul Pierce, but, you got a nickname like
Move
the Truth.
on. Next one.
All right, I love watching
Shout out to Truth
Jamal
from Inglewood, but it's cool.
I went fully new school on this because these are people that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
So Jamal Crawford, love watching him go to work.
Yeah.
One guy that never gets enough recognition, and I always try and bring him up as a scorer, is Brandon Roy. Watching him go to work
B-Roy was nice.
Unbelievable.
Jumper.
That 3-point shot he hit against Houston in the playoffs.
He was one of those what ifs.
Yeah,
like, he's like one of those serious what ifs, especially like in the day and age that we live now. Because he's still not old right now, but he would have came in.
Bad.
He could have came in with that like big free agency stuff and like moved on from Portland. Like
he could have gone anywhere.
He ended up playing for the Wolves for a little bit, right?
Yeah, 2-year contract.
But if that team stays healthy, he didn't have to leave. Older than him, Aldridge should have been.
Dude,
should have been.
They would have never
him
had
and
Dame.
KD. It should have been him and KD.
Low key.
Yeah,
that probably would have been different for him.
Yeah.
So, B-Roy, I loved. All right, out of these 3, I put together because it's the Golden State trio. But instead of Clay, I put Monte Ellis, old school Golden State.
Oh,
love watching him.
Monte was unguardable.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
How he used to do that? What do you
Baby AI, man. He just
Man.
knows how to score.
I don't
Steph
think
and
Warriors
KD.
fans know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and it's unfair. Like, you put together a photo of, like,
Yeah.
old school Warrior players from, like, 2006,
know who he is.
2007. Like, they'll probably be like, Jason Richardson was on the Warriors?
Yeah.
Man.
They start with Baron
They had
Davis.
Baron Davis,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
When they had that squad, B Diddy, Monte.
Who's
No
a
Bruce.
Donald Foyle?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
bro.
Danny Fortson.
Oh, man. And then I give it to Kobe, and then, of course, a new school because I'm watching him grow up before me is Jason Tatum. Just because watching him play.
What I tell you, there's
He's
2
smooth.
Celtics
Yeah,
in like
he's
the
a-
top
Whoa,
5. I
dude,
think
no,
he gave us
think
7
about it.
players.
He averages 19 points, I think, maybe less.
He less.
But
He's
look who
having a
he's-
horrible
look who
year.
he studied
He is
with
sophomore
this summer.
slumping.
Look who he studied with this
Yeah,
summer.
it was a setup.
Can I
He
get
plays
an
you.
honorable mention?
Yeah, of course.
Tracy McGrady.
There we
T-Mac,
go.
yeah.
T-Mac.
We always
Yeah.
give
He
T-Mac
was
level
part of
here.
my part of my top 10, but he
Yeah.
didn't make that 5. So Bruce, what's your top 5 scores?
All right,
ever?
we'll start at the top. The Mamba.
Jelly Bean. I like it.
I'm sorry, like even with like Jordan and what he was able to do, who is my number 2, but just Kobe, and like I watched his entire career, and like somebody to just like, I got this. I don't need you. I don't want you to do anything. Like, move out the way. I'm better than everybody on the court. Like you. And then he also played defense to help with that.
Yep.
That was part of his scoring. Like, he'll pick you at the top of the key. He'll take whoever your best player is, and then you tons of breakaway dunks.
Like Chauncey Billups said on ESPN, Kobe Bryant, the most skilled basketball player ever.
Yeah, and it was effortless for him.
Mhm.
Like watching Kobe do it and not physically be able to do it like other players because he didn't have the physical capability. His body was broken in his entire career almost, and to be able to put the numbers up, beautiful. MJ, hands down,
Don't
he's
have
the
to
GOAT.
say much,
Like
yeah.
it's MJ, like he's averaged 40
Yeah.
this season. Like it's crazy to watch him dunk on people and stuff
Unfair.
like that.
Yeah.
And like his, I felt was just pure athleticism. Like just like almost like we talk about LeBron and how athletic he is, and like just what he's able to do physically. Like Jordan was a freak of nature. Like Jordan was a freak of nature, and then to be able to
Jordan
have
did it with
finesse
purpose, too.
with that was very nice.
He had the perfect body for a shooting guard, like perfect
Yeah.
level of athleticism
Yeah.
mixed with ability, mixed with like muscle, weight,
Yeah.
everything.
I think he had
Height.
47-inch vert.
Ooh.
I think they say he
Yeah.
can run a 4.4.
He gained like 20 pounds that summer that they lost in the playoffs because
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
told
'cause
he was
he-
too thin.
because it was getting beat up.
Yeah,
and he got beat up by
Bad
Detroit.
Boys. So who's your number 3, Bruce?
Harden.
James? Wow.
Yeah, I'm watching it live in person. Like honestly, to see him do it for 2 seasons.
So you're guard biased.
He's
Yeah.
guard heavy.
I mean, like score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I get
I
it. Like,
understand.
what do you
Like
think my
I
whole lineup
want
was?
you're
Yeah.
they're getting it for me at every level. They're
Mhm.
going down low and getting the
Layups and
layups, dunks, free throws, everything, stepping out to the 3-point line,
Yeah.
like all levels. But for Kareem,
Kareem, okay.
I give it to the captain. Like the sky hook was unguardable. Like he was. I mean, he played till he was like 50,
Yeah.
like still
And you
giving
gotta-
you buckets
And you got to think about these scores when they're at their prime. Like Kareem
in his
with
prime.
Milwaukee, oh, he was a god.
That's why
Yeah.
they talk about like one of the craziest trades in the world ever was like Kareem going to the Lakers.
Lakers,
Like,
yeah.
how did y'all pull that off? Like that was like when we got Gasol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what
didn't make
happened
sense.
overnight?
Yeah.
And then 5 is tough for me. Like I really don't know who to put here. I'm gonna say LeBron, like Laker bias right now. I want to put KD there because of the 7-footer and what he's able to do. But hopping on what Alex said, Himes that is. Like,
Hines World.
Himes Road in the building. But just watching LeBron and like just train all the way through the lane, like just freight train, like just unstoppable, dunk on you, just physical, post. And my thing about watching LeBron as a player is he's grown and learned every single thing that you thought he couldn't do. He can shoot like Steph now.
Yeah.
You know, he can do the step back like Harden if you want him to. Like he had the Kobe fade, he got the Dirk fade, like he got the post game, he has the Jordan, like everything. He does every single thing you can think of.
He adapted throughout his
The only
entire
reason why I
career.
don't have him in my top 5 because those other 5 that I listed, KD, Harden, Kareem, Kobe, Wilt, Magic, that's 6, but he just doesn't have that I'm about to score 70 on you.
This is true.
So that's the only reason
I
why.
give you that.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Hey,
That's
so,
why KD should be in there. But yeah.
Actually, I'm going to give another honorable mention just because of one specific move, and that's Rondo for the up and under, going under the basket.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Coming
Hey,
back.
Yeah,
cut
Smush
his
Parker
mic off
too.
in a minute.
Cedric Sabalas.
Sorry about that,
Yeah, let's
guys
go,
watching
Sabalas.
live. He said he brought up Rondo in a scoring topic.
44,
debate.
11, and 9.
We can go
against
Gilbert
Miami.
Arenas though. You can give Gilbert the
Yeah,
honor.
GA was nice. Hey, so tell me what y'all think about this. So when we think about scores, sometimes we often don't look at how people are scoring. So Jordan in 86 averaged 37.1 points a game. The league average for teams was 109.9 points. So it was a lot of points being scored. So that could kind of, see why he averaged that with him. Being
Yeah,
such a
but he
great-
still averaged like 34.
Yeah, 37, which is
Yeah,
insane.
literally.
AI
Told you.
It's back.
AI 2001 averaged 31.4 points, and the league average for teams was 95.5 points.
Defense was getting
So-
So
better.
he scored 30% of your points.
Yeah, he was making most of the points. And then Kobe 05, he averaged 35.4. Team averages for the league was 97 points. So
Because y'all was bums.
no, people was playing defense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no, teams were playing defense.
Well, I'm
And
just
then
saying
it was
everybody
a
on his
bunch-
team was a bum.
and
so they
then
had to put up with these
Harden-
numbers.
this year it's averaging 35.4, and the team averages in the league are 110 points a
Oof.
game.
Yeah.
So that's why some of it can be skewed because it's like he's averaging 35, but what if it was different where his team was only averaging 100 points a game? Would he still be? That's why
But he's going to end up averaging 40.
I look at Kobe
And
and
the average is probably
I
going to
will-
go down.
And out by the first
I
round.
said Jordan first, but that's why I can put Kobe ahead of anybody because he was doing it when defense was tough.
Yeah.
That was when like the talent across the board was like,
yeah,
and it was
Yeah.
like you had defenders. I mean, he had Tony Allen.
Tony Allen.
What
who
shit?
else? You had James Posey. Who
He
was-
had
Wait,
Boris
talking
Diaw
about 08?
was an issue for him.
Yeah.
Boris Diaw was a good defender at the time.
Shane Battier.
Shane Battier was
Who
a
Raja
we
movie.
talking
Bell.
about?
He
Who
hated
we talking
him.
about?
We just talking about the eras of basketball.
Not Boris. That's what I meant. Raja Bell.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Raja Bell.
For like shooting guard defenders.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just like wing defenders.
Yeah,
that
wing defenders that Kobe had to go up against. That.
Oh, bro.
Ron
yeah.
Artest at his
Yeah.
prime. You
Ooh,
know,
yeah,
before
he was
the malice in the
against going
palace.
against Ron.
Yeah. Or even after he was tough. But so just to switch gears, this Courtside Radio with the starting five,
We
man.
live. Good
Live
news.
in the building. Good News Sports, Good News Radio. We're doing our thing. So we're just going to move it on from talking scoring and stuff like that, just to focus on another individual that's playing amazing right now, that he's looking very special, what a lot of people didn't expect, and that is Luka Doncic. He's playing some amazing basketball, man. I know I didn't expect it because I didn't know what to expect because he's Luka Doncic. We didn't see him in America playing, so we didn't know. But right now he's averaging 20 points,
Nice.
6.7
He's
rebounds,
averaging 20?
5 assists.
Wow, 26.
So he's playing amazing. So my question is he a better rookie than LeBron James was?
You and I on our show did predictions. MVP, Coach of the Year, all that.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, okay?
Don't at me.
On that show, we did our predictions, and I said that Luka Doncic was going to be the Rookie of the Year, like by far. You said DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
You did. I have it on video.
Yeah,
not
he's
pretty
close.
enough.
He's close.
This guy won the EuroLeague MVP, won the EuroLeague championship. That alone told me that this guy was going to be a great player, and it was going to translate because his moves, how tall he is for a guard
Yeah.
position, like everything he had would translate. And he went to the right team to do this. He went
Yep.
to a team that's used to having Euro players. He went to a team where he can be mentored by a guy like frickin' Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah.
He has Rick Carlisle, who's a
So
great
like-
coach. He's so good that he's made Dennis Smith Jr. expendable. And we said this guy was an insane athlete coming
Yeah.
out of school.
Yep.
They got
What did he go for number 4 last year?
No, he was like 11 or 12.
No, Dennis?
Yeah, Dennis
Yeah,
was like
Dennis
11 or
was
12.
later.
He dropped to Dallas, and
Mhm.
everyone was like, they got the steal of the draft.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I
And-
think he was like 9.
This
Yeah.
guy, Doncic, is already third in All-Star voting. He's third.
That's unfair,
All-Star
but
voting.
That doesn't.
but
tell
I
me
get
much.
it. No, I understand
No,
it.
look at what
If
he's
I had the
putting up and what
opportunity
he's
to
doing.
vote, like when I'm
But
voting
he's
for
ahead
Lonzo all
of
the time.
Harden. So
Well,
he's a guy where
no,
he's
but that's-
Alonzo has a bunch of
But
votes.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
man.
You know, we already know
Doing
that
it right
guys
now.
like that are a lock. Like, we know a guy like Harden is a lock for the All-Star game. That's understood. But a guy like
But
him,
as a starter, he's in
But he's
front of
taking a
those
starter
guys.
spot.
I'm okay
He's
with
taking
that.
a vet start.
Let
I'm
Harden come
cool
off
with
the-
it. I love
Let
watching
Harden
Luka
come
play.
off the bench. Make sure he takes less time to play in the All-Star game so he can drop more points in the regular season. Let him have
Man,
a
I
rest.
bet
So
those
usually
guys don't like that.
So usually around this time of year is when like mock drafts start coming out, and like that's something like I'm like really big on. I love watching like the top 25, and the Lakers been drafting, so I've been watching it a lot the last few years. Like Luka, like I didn't really know who he was, and then you see who he is, and I go watch highlights and stuff, and I'm like, if he can do this in the NBA, he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
but he's also like unathletic and stuff, so you're like not sure if he's fast enough. But like watching him, you can tell he's not fast. He wasn't fast then, but he was crafty.
Yeah.
He's crafty, like he's twitchy,
kind of like James
and
Harden.
his feet. And it's like, how do you, at his age, to know the moves and have like this package already? Like he has a
that move
bag
that
of tricks ready for you. Like
that fake out that he did against, I think it was Anthony Davis, where he like faked behind him and then went right on the other side and got a layup. I'm like, dude.
No, my favorite is the behind the back step back that he pulled, and I think that might have been on Josh, and I was just like, Josh Hart.
Yeah,
I was
nice.
I was like, oh wow,
unreal.
And I was like, to have that like that clean, like most kids will bobble that right now because like they've been working on other things, and it's just like to see him do that. Like I was all in on Luka, and I was very upset that Phoenix didn't take him number one. I was like, you guys are stupid. They hired his coach.
Yeah.
I still think Aiden
and they
has
didn't draft
upside.
him. I was like, you guys are idiots.
Think about
him
the
and Book.
Yeah,
that's all they needed was him.
They don't have a point guard. They don't have a point guard.
True,
bruh. Like it made no sense.
So
to
tell me this. So I gave you Luka's numbers. I can state them again. He was 26 and 5.
26.7, which is almost 7.
6.7, almost 7 rebounds, 5 assists. His team is 20 and 24. In LeBron's rookie
13.
year, he was 20.9, 1.6 steals, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. And at this point, his team was 18 and 26. So who would you take? That a rookie LeBron James or a rookie Luka Doncic?
Not counting like foreshadowing future.
Not foreshadowing.
Just rookie numbers.
Just seeing them as rookies and
like if I wanted a rookie season from one of the players.
Yeah, and this is what you have. We saw LeBron as a rookie.
All right, am I doing this as like a GM or an owner?
No, GM.
As a GM.
GM. You're the guy.
To win games?
To win games, and who's better?
And you got to think about what
who do you think will have the best upside?
You got evidence.
No,
is LeBron in high school, and then you got Doncic's EuroLeague.
Yeah.
Played pro.
Yeah.
No.
He's played pro since he was
Honestly,
16.
I'm gonna take LeBron because I know that LeBron would go into more wins. Like he would get me more wins as a GM. If I wanted to sell tickets and I wanted I'm going Doncic. Because like I said, watching him play is so much fun, bro. Like I'm serious. Like I just love watching the kid play.
I'm taking LeBron rookie.
But
year
LeBron is the guy I'm taking. Like,
because he's so athletic.
Yeah.
He's getting highlight dunks. He was passing the ball great.
Yeah.
He was at nearly 6 assists. That's when he was playing the passing lanes because he was trying to get breakaway dunk. Like LeBron was amazing. I like what Luka's doing. I like the fact that Luka is 2 games better with his team. But man, LeBron was just something. His rookie year was just so special that you could see already. Like I remember they didn't make the playoffs, but they were close.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked so special. I like what Luka is doing. But it's just LeBron rookie year. It was really big time.
Think about teammates too that LeBron had versus Luka. In all fairness, LeBron had a tougher time with teammates than Luka has with teammates.
He actually had some solid because he had
Larry Hughes, right?
I think he had Ricky Davis, Carlos Boozer, Big Z. So he had some guys.
But like think about who Dallas has.
And plus, it's a different era of basketball. Like Dallas, it's an open game. So. It was 2003, 2004 was much more physical. You know, a lot of people were coming at LeBron because they were like, man, who's this dude they calling the next great? So it's like when Luka came in, no one really knew. So guys didn't have that target on him like that. But with LeBron, it was a target.
Yeah, he was well known.
Yeah, he was well known. So everybody was like, I have to see if he can really hoop. And he was
killing them.
I just look at them as like different players, honestly. You know,
totally different game.
Yeah,
I mean, the game is different from when LeBron came into the league, too. LeBron came in.
Looking at him, side by side as a rookie, LeBron skill-wise has a little bit more attributes than I think Luka does right now.
Yeah.
And, to be great, the greats say you got to evolve your game. You have to keep it evolving. And, that's why the guys hit the gym every summer. I think LeBron has done that consecutively.
Yeah.
I think Luka can do that as well. He has a shot like I was thinking about this earlier. He has a shot like Peja Stojakovic. Smooth.
Yeah.
The only difference, I think Luka has better footwork.
He got the Turkoglu footwork.
Yeah.
Turkoglu turned into a point guard at the end of his career. He was 6'10".
Better handles too.
Yeah, he has a little bit more lateral movement.
Vision.
Yeah, so he positions himself really well compared to a lot of other European players that have come up across the
Like if you look at
Atlantic.
where Luka started at the season, I feel like within the time that we've seen so far, he's actually progressed and gotten better.
Yeah.
Continuously gotten better.
Yeah.
Like whether it's just gelling with teammates, getting used to the new style, or like comparatively offensive wise, like a more up tempo offense than what he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's gotten tremendously better throughout the season. Like
No, I
noticeable
agree.
enough.
I agree.
Noticeably enough, he's gotten better throughout the season, and it's great. Like I love watching this guy play.
I can't get enough watching it. Like it's ridiculous. Like I say,
think that's why people want to see him in the All-Star. No.
Yeah, like he's built for the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Like back if he would have came in 2005, 2006, like he's not doing any of this stuff. Like the defense is way too good. Like he's getting beat up. Like none of that. Like LeBron is doing this in any era. I told you LeBron.
Oh, you got
LeBron was my first pick.
You said Luka.
I said I wanted. I asked you from a GM standpoint or
he picked.
Okay, so I got LeBron. Who you got?
I stay with LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Are we going like game today or game in 2003 or just period?
Period.
Then I have to go with LeBron.
It's hands down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Across the board,
Like,
we all
if
agree.
if
Unfortunately,
If I could have like a crystal ball and figure out that this is going to be the tempo of the NBA right now, I'd go with Luka.
I'm going LeBron anyway.
I'm going LeBron either way.
Hey, but for Luka, great player. I think he's going to be
I'm excited, man. I'm glad I'm going to get to watch all
I
of
think
this.
he's going to be a really great player.
I wish him all the best health. I don't think he stays in Dallas forever.
Hey, but remember this. Tyreek Evans averaged 25 and 5 as a rookie as well.
That's so
don't go there,
sad.
bruh.
He was on
Nah,
my
man.
I still need
my
to see.
fans.
I still need to see more.
No, well, I need to see more of Luka, like making people
They're
better
two different
around him.
players, though.
Yeah,
dude.
but even when I think about to take it to that other sport, like the great Pat Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh
my
my
God.
I want him.
This is basketball
talking
touchdowns and
about this.
tangents coming up next 8 o'clock. That's when you talking football.
I
So
just have to-
Michael seems to be sticking around. He's gonna be on touchdowns and tangents tonight, guys, because he wants to talk football.
I just had to throw my plug in for the squad.
Oh,
but
Let's go, Pat.
yeah, but you have to do it for
Brady,
multiple seasons. So
the GOAT.
I'm hoping to see more, man. Courtside Radio starting 5. We're doing our thing. So the next topic. We're Laker. AW, Laker fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
okay,
I know
so
where we're going with this.
3-1. So we're gonna
It's
talk.
over.
We're gonna talk about that.
He wouldn't be here.
That
He
second
wouldn't.
best team in the NBA history, the Boston Celtics, 25-18 right now, 5th seed in the East.
5th in the East.
7 games from
This
first.
is the East. Remember, all caps on that East.
They were on a 3-game losing streak, but they got a big win yesterday.
Huge.
So yeah, huge
5th
win.
in NBA.
So my
deficiency.
question is, are the Celtics in trouble? Are the Celtics in trouble in the East?
Okay. All right.
Here's
First
the
off-
Boston fans,
First
guys.
off, I talked about this on my show the other
Can we
day.
can we talk first about it and
Okay,
then let you
okay.
give us the fairy tale that you're gonna give us? Because you're gonna
fairy tale.
He's
everybody's
make
gonna
it sound-
believe you.
Out of here. Where are the Lakers right now? Are they in the playoffs?
He's going.
Yes.
Yep.
No,
Number
they're
8.
not.
We are.
They're
If we
not.
fast
no, they're
forward,
9th right now.
Oh,
They're
if we
fast
ninth
forward.
Right now.
We got the
By the
best.
way,
We about to
player
win
in the
right
world.
now.
When
We
I
gonna
said if the
we
Lakers had a
beating
couple
OKC.
losses, they'd be out of the
We're
playoff
fine.
race.
We up-
Yeah, what happened?
We got
We
the
up
best
30 on
player in the
OKC
world.
right
We're
now.
not. We're not tripping.
You ain't
if we
got
were in
KD.
the East,
You ain't got
get outta
KD.
here.
Wow.
You ain't got Kawhi.
See the hate, pure hate.
Get out of here.
But look,
You ain't got
I'm
Luka.
gonna tell you straight
Is
up,
he Skip Bayless?
they're in deep trouble. Deep trouble. For one, Kyrie basically said like I messed up and I shouldn't have left Cleveland.
Oh.
No, that's not what he said.
That's what he said. I messed
No.
up. I thought I could do this on my own, but these dudes are bums, and they're not going to be able to figure it out, and we can't
I
coexist
beat the
Do you
leader.
watch NBA basketball?
every day.
Hey, so this is what I think right here. All right, Kyrie has to get the other guys involved. Like when they played yesterday, they end up beating the number 1 seeded Raptors in he had 27 points, 18 assists. Like, I saw stats that said Gordon Hayward was 4 for 4 when Kyrie gave him the ball. Jason Tatum was 4 for 4 when Kyrie gave him the ball. So for them to win, he has to be a guy who tries to average 20 points, 10 assists.
He didn't have to do that because that was LeBron's job.
Yeah, but
to
now
average the assists.
he has to do that. And if he doesn't, I think they're going to keep going back to the same thing because these guys won't get the touches. And it puts more pressure on him as far as scoring.
Yeah.
And he's been going through those injuries. And, it's
right now he
easy.
has to score and distribute. And they're in trouble. And the only reason I say, like, they're done this year is because I don't think Gordon Hayward gets his powers back this year. But Gordon Hayward's supposed to be that, like, that second ball handler on the floor that can also facilitate. Because Hayward's really good.
Yeah,
like, before he went to Boston, like, I was all in on him going to Boston. I thought that was really good for you guys. I'm, like, very excited about that. To see him play this way this year, I'm like, damn, got to wait another year to watch it. I enjoy watching it. But
you don't got to worry about the next year. Kyrie's going to be a Laker or a Knick.
He's going to be a Knick. Like, LeBron was probably like, you go to New York. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to LA, and then you gonna sign with Rich Paul though. So.
Yeah, we're gonna take over the NBA global world.
But I think that's your. But I think one more thing I think is you guys have to figure out because you guys are so deep, and like they said, you guys have too many good players. You have to figure out what two teams you want. You have to see as two starting fives. Yeah. And figure out what two teams. And you guys have, like, some health issues and stuff throughout the year. So
it's going to be a tough job.
Al Horford was out for a while.
Horford, Kyrie, and Baines.
Baines was out for a while. Baines is very key.
All right.
I'm not saying y'all not good.
No. I'm letting all the way.
You should be number one.
After AW say his thing, I'm waiting.
I
got one more thing to say why I think they're in trouble.
Oh, my gosh.
He can't wait. Like, I got one more. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the East, too. I mean, they're sitting in the East, so it's
and they're in fifth still.
They're in fifth. So
they're terrible.
To say they're in trouble, it's almost a little bit of a stretch, but it's almost like a personality, match whether teams or players are going to gel with certain all-stars, and Kyrie's one of them. He likes to have the ball. He likes to dribble and penetrate, and he almost like, and when he's not on the floor, it's almost reminiscent of the Lakers right now. Players are lost. Where do I stand? Do I drive in? Do I cut? And there's this gap of like unfamiliarity that I feel like both teams are having.
Yeah, and
so it's kind of even though both teams, Lakers are still the better team, I think
definitely without a doubt.
They're having the same. It's interesting. They're having the same common problem of like an all-star. How do you gel around them? How do you make the offense flow? And how do you get guys together to produce?
And they need a rebounder.
Yeah, and they do. So I think they'll be okay. I'm not hitting on them too much. I think they do have a lot of young talent on that team.
Yeah,
they're deep, so that's what you really need in the playoffs, especially for a long 7-game stretch.
Yeah, I just like to see the early drama with them.
So before we move on to Alex, and Alex give us his terrible soliloquy about
whatever.
Careful now.
Paul Pierce coming out of retirement.
The reason why I think they are in trouble because there are 3 teams ahead of them that are better than them. And that is the Philadelphia 76ers, that is the Toronto Raptors, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks. I just think that those teams are going to be better than them in a 7-game series with all of this stuff that they're playing with the Kyrie's leaving. They're going to hear that throughout the playoffs, and that's getting under these guys' skin.
They too young. They're not ready for this.
They're not ready for that.
They're not built for this.
That is the reason why they aren't going to win. They're just not going to be better than those teams. I picked Philly before the season to make it to the finals, and I'm going to stick with that.
I had them last year.
Just because Jimmy Butler's there, I think they're going to make another move to get like a 3-and-D guy. It's just they're going to end up putting it all together. And, man, I just see with Embiid, Jimmy Butler in the same team in a series, like they could beat anybody. And you got Ben Simmons. And I hate to say his name, but maybe Markelle Fultz can give you anything.
Because he's still supposed to come back. They just gave him more time because it's a nerve issue.
And then
another thing is Jimmy Butler just got there. Yeah. They got to figure that out.
Yeah. So they're still figuring it out. So
they just ran through Minnesota. Not saying Minnesota's like great, but they're in the West.
Yeah.
They're a decent team. And they beat them by 42 points.
Yeah, so that's why I think they're in trouble. Everybody get ready for this because
the shooter's going to get hot.
It's going to be crazy, and It's on you, Himes.
Y'all are some biased people, so let's start off by
I give you a
out-
little bit of credit.
Yeah, no, you're the only one that gave me credit.
I gave you credit. What do you
Give
mean?
me anything.
I
We
said
just said
Hayward
they
get
were
his
trash.
powers.
We just said they're in trouble.
I
That's
said the
it.
Monstars took Hayward's powers. He gonna get them back next year.
There we go. See, LeBron is planning all of this.
This is like the worst way to try and
Hayward-
get yourself
Hayward
out
gonna
of
be
a
in
hole.
Space Jam.
All right.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
let's get one thing clear. Last season, the Celtics were riding high on the fact that they had 3 young guys that were blowing people out of the water in Brown, Rozier, and Tatum when everyone else
Blowing
went
them
down.
out of the water.
When you go to one
Sorry, let me give you a
game
chance.
to the NBA Finals and you're playing LeBron James, you beat all these other teams in the way. Yeah.
Wait.
blowing
You
expectations
said
out
they
of the
got
water.
where?
One game within the NBA Finals
Oh,
playing
this
LeBron
one-
James.
The East was even worse last year, so
Yeah, but when you don't have Kyrie Irving, when you don't have Gordon Hayward for the entire year, talk to me when the Lakers do that. But
You got
on
Gordon
that
Hayward
note-
and Kyrie this year, and it's not looking too good.
Bro,
That's
we're 5th in
funny.
the East. Y'all are 9th without LeBron. So talk to me when you guys actually get higher
Without
seeding. So
LeBron.
continuing on that, expectations for the Celtics going into this year were super unrealistic. Can we all agree on that? The fact that they had to reincorporate Kyrie, they had to reincorporate Gordon when Tatum.
Excuses.
No.
We got
Think
these
about
good
this.
players, and they
Think
gotta
about
figure out how
this.
to play with us again.
Think
no,
about it.
But
Did
you have
anyone
to think,
expect Jason Tatum to be this good that quickly? Did any
Yes.
one of you? No. You thought Jason Tatum was going to be this good that quickly.
Yeah, I knew he would be a good. A really good
What did
player.
I tell you?
But
Once
he-
They
again,
did
I
trade
watched
for
a
that
lot of
pick,
the
so
draft
they
stuff.
probably knew.
He
Yeah.
should have went early.
He took
They
a step
traded
back this
down.
year, though. He's not playing the same way this year.
Yeah, but look why that is. They're reincorporating all these other guys. Like you said at the beginning of the year, you said something that is absolutely true, and that is there aren't enough balls to go around on this team. There are so many talented dudes on this roster,
Yeah.
okay? So many talented guys down to top 10 players on the roster that really need the ball to thrive. So they need to reincorporate these guys. And the other little thing that you mentioned was the nagging injuries. Hayward coming back from an injury. Horford's been in and out of the lineup. Kyrie's been in and out of the lineup. Baines was out for 3 weeks. You know, you can't put together a big team.
3 weeks.
Oh, Ingram is suspended for a couple games. Oh my God.
Hey, and they don't want no
So-
smoke either.
Sitting at 9th outside the playoffs. They don't want no smoke. The
They
Celtics are 5th in defensive efficiency as of now in the NBA, all right? My thing that I've been trying to preach to everyone is patience, okay? The Celtics have not even gotten through half the season yet. We're not even at the All-Star break. We're not even at the trade deadline break. NBA basketball gets to be its best once they get to the playoffs. Once it's a 7-game series, you see teams start getting ready, rounding out their roster, getting the right guys to be on the floor and on the court at the time they need to be. And you start adjusting to playing one team per night as opposed to playing a new team every night. So,
No, you good.
I'm good.
Yep.
So, all these guys just need time. Under Brad Stevens, under all these players coming together, getting more games under their belt, going through the All-Star break, coming back strong. Look at what they were able to do last night against Toronto. It was a good win that's much needed for this team. Kyrie played out of his mind, all right? He played, for that one game, he played at an MVP level, okay, for the Celtics. He played at MVP level.
I mean,
If they
But do you think he can keep
One
that up
game.
as far as
He doesn't need to keep that up entirely, but he needs to play not necessarily that same game. But if he does average, you said 20 and 10 or 25 and 8, and having other players getting used to him being the main ball distributor, Jason Tatum getting better
he just
with
needs
the
to
pick and
distribute
pop.
more.
Tatum is starting to utilize the Kobe method, and it's not working for him.
Mhm.
Okay, I think we can all agree. Being an ISO player that he is right now, it's his second season. We had a lot of expectations for him going into this year because of the stellar campaign he had. He has to take a step back because they're putting in Hayward. They're getting Kyrie to be back in the lineup. So he's technically third on the scoring totem pole. Then we also forgot about Jaylen Brown entirely, who
No, he
last
forgot
year-
about himself.
no,
because
I
he's
think-
not playing well.
I think they have to make a move because it's just too many pieces to fit to that puzzle
Yeah.
to where it
Yeah,
makes it tough. But only thing I'm disappointed in how they're playing is that all we heard in the offseason was what? Brad Stevens is the next pop. So I
Yeah.
thought he will find a way to make all
They
of
got to
this.
buy in.
Yeah, I thought he would
They're
find.
not trying to buy in. The youngsters still want to be like their own
They
player.
want to be one-on-one guys.
They want to be big stars in this league, and that's why it's like Tatum, like I don't care what you say, you're not going anywhere. Jaylen Brown, I can understand. Like,
Yeah.
And then there's
you
Terry
gotta
Rozier.
go. You gotta go. Terry's fine. Like
Terry's no. He's playing for money though because he's going to be a free agent this offseason.
Yeah.
So for all he cares, he can walk away. All he has to do is when he's on the court,
he needs backup
score
point
and give
guard
assists.
money.
He
deserves it.
He's
too.
playing for his money.
But they gave that to Marcus Smart. I still think at the end of the day that they're gonna let Kyrie walk and probably just pay Terry and Rozier Terry and Smart the equivalent of like a
one player.
Yeah.
Hey, but this is why I say that they're in trouble when it comes to Kyrie and his numbers is the fact that
he don't pass.
we agree. Yeah, he doesn't. No,
he really doesn't.
The most
pass
assists
the ball.
he's averaged before this year, which is he's at 6.7, was 6.1 in 2013-2014 season when he was playing. Was that was with LeBron, right? 13-14.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have LeBron James on your team, and you can't average 8 to 10 assists with LeBron James, Kevin Love on your team, 2 20-point scores.
He doesn't look
because
to pass.
that's not his mentality. And I think
it's not. He's scoring first. He's
in
a
the
scoring
long
point
term,
guard.
that's going to hurt them, and that's why before the season I had them losing to Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now I don't even have them making the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that Toronto's a better team. I think they have more better players than Milwaukee, but Milwaukee will have the best player on the court, and Milwaukee's team is a better fit together. So that's why they can beat them, and I think Philly can beat them too.
It's a
I
long
think at the
season.
end of the day,
I agree.
Kyrie is a forever number 2.
No, I agree with that. I
He
think
is a number 2. Like
Well-
he can give you 40, 50. He's Kuzma.
No, he's better than Kuzma. Let's be real. But Max Kellerman said it best. No, Max Kellerman put it best. He was like, there are 5-star players, and Kyrie Irving is a 4.5-star player. He's not going to be the guy to get you the championship, but he can be the second dude.
Second
be
best, for sure.
Yeah, like he can be the guy like LeBron needed at the end of the game to take the final shot and get the win. He can do that. He can score big games.
So who's the number 1 on the Celtics right now?
The number 1 on the Celtics right now?
Or do you need to still
Kyrie.
but I'm saying, do you need to go get somebody still?
That's why we talk about this summer and how, there could be a big-name free agent that gets traded to a team that has a ton of parts that are willing to be traded. The Celtics are willing to make big moves because they got a lot of talent that most teams would want to get, all right? Let's be fair. Out of all the players on the Celtics roster...
What's the ideal trade other than Anthony Davis, you think?
Anthony Davis. Like, that, no. Like,
But he doesn't want to go to Boston.
Yeah.
no, you don't know
He's
that for
coming
sure.
to- Rich-
You don't know that for sure.
Rich
I
Paul's
talked to Rich
gonna
Paul
make sure
yesterday. He told me.
He's
Bruh.
in there.
When you have a team that's
Rich Paul
willing...
lives out here.
All right,
Cool.
let's put it like this. New Orleans will take the deal that gets them the most in return, okay? So, Lakers versus Celtics offer. The Celtics have more draft picks that are going to be higher because they're owned
So you're
from
going
other
to take
teams.
the risk. What if he doesn't? What if the reason why you guys aren't making that deal is because he hasn't said he would stay there?
Hey, but
Because we can't take
That's
that risk right
different-
now. It's the
different-
bird
that's a
rights.
different team
Don't
if he goes to
overthink.
Boston.
Yeah, don't overthink. Kyrie might play with LeBron once again. If you haven't heard,
Bro.
for him to get some help for this season, he called LeBron to tell him pretty much to
I'm
apologize
sorry.
and tell him that he's sorry for leaving and that he now he
I
realizes
didn't
what he
mean
went
it.
through being a teammate of his, and
Trade
maybe
me
he
for
said,
Ingram.
"Hey, you know what? I want to go play with you again, LeBron. Let me come to LA and make this."
I'm so tired of hearing this crap.
Cleveland West.
Once he
They
signs
can get
with,
Lonzo and Ingram out there.
he can sign with any
You
team.
got to trade nobody.
He can
Just sign him
sign.
upright.
He
That's
can
true.
sign with any
Lakers
team,
like, I'm not
just
taking that
other than the
trade.
Lakers. If he doesn't stay with the Celtics, okay. But any team other than the Lakers, I can't wait for him to just sign. Period. That way, I can walk up to you and say, "You can shut the fuck up about that," because I am so tired of hearing you say that. Literally, it's been one day since he talked about
Where
the
does
phone
he?
call.
Where does he go then?
in New York.
I think I
It's one
think
of
he
the two
leaves.
New
I
York
think he
teams
leaves
or the
Boston.
Celtics.
He got to go to the Knicks.
So tell me
it's
this.
so perfect for him.
Showtime.
So
It's so
so
Big market.
so Boston. What do you? So before the season, where did you have them, and are they the same place?
I think I had them.
Do you think they're still gonna? What did you do? How
I think
far
I
did
had
you have
them
going?
3.
How far did you have them going?
I don't think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So semis.
Semis.
Yeah, they're gonna lose to Toronto or Philly.
Yeah. Okay. I had them in the Eastern Conference
I don't
Finals.
know. I mean, we got tape. I probably lied, but that's
Yeah.
how I feel right now.
Oh, I feel. Hey, I'm with you. I think they make it to the Eastern
I still they
Conference
still
semis.
make it to the semis.
Hines World looks upset over there, man. We're
No,
sorry.
I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
He's mad.
Like,
It's probably
I
an
had
article
them-
about how they suck.
I had them number 1 in the East, but of course, I don't think that now. I think that a good and fair projection is either second or third.
Do you think they go to the finals still?
Yeah.
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 Think they turn it on?
Yeah.
How about you, AW?
Oh man, I don't know if they even get out of the first round. The East is gonna I think the East is gonna project
Milwaukee, man.
Yeah, Milwaukee's the biggest surprise right now.
You said they're in 5th right now. So
yeah,
that means Milwaukee's in what, 4th?
First.
No,
Milwaukee's first.
Milwaukee's
Toronto,
first.
Pacers.
It would be them and Philly.
Them in Philly, right?
Yeah.
They lose.
Yo, I got to give credit also to Indy. Like, I did not
Yeah,
expect them to be
that's-
this good.
yeah.
Like,
Well, they were good last year.
They were
so I
good. This,
figured
they were good
figured
last
out.
year, but
Oladipo.
this good in a conference where teams are now other teams are getting
Improved.
better.
Yeah.
They haven't lost anything. They've only gained. They gained a
And they have
proven
so many
scorer off
young
the bench.
players. Yeah.
No, they lost Lance Stevenson.
They gained a. They
Yeah,
gained
they gained-
Tyreke
They gained a
Evans.
roster spot.
Much more efficient at my
Yeah.
scoring.
Yep. So they didn't lose
Yeah.
much, and they were already a young team, so they improved. But right now, Boston is 3 games back from the 3rd and 4th seed, which is Indiana and Philly tied, and Philly just destroyed Indiana tonight, 120-97.
Mhm.
So
Really?
yeah, in Indiana.
Damn.
So I think Philly's going to be really tough. So we got finished talking about that team from the East Coast. So let's talk about
Lakers are up right now.
the best team in LA, who's playing tonight at OKC. Shout out to Russell West doing his thing, man.
Shout out to PG.
PG balling, doing his thing. They're playing really good basketball. Probably the best defensive team in the league. But the Lakers struggles, man. Let's talk about them. Yeah, Nuggets are amazing when they play sorry teams.
But look at the score.
80-53. Hey, but tell me this, or what would it take for Luke Walton to be fired before the year ends? Right now, the Lakers are 23-21. With LeBron, they were the 4th seed. Without LeBron, they dropped to the 9th seed. LeBron has missed 11 games so far and will miss the rest of the week. So, AW, what do you think it would take for Luke Walton to lose his job this year? Will you think it would happen, or do you think he's going to stay?
I mean, given the fact that we're showing playoff contention with LeBron, if we miss the playoffs, that's a big upset.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's huge.
If we miss the playoffs and for some reason, guys can't gel together, you gotta find the source of that problem,
Yeah.
And I know Magic has come out and said, addressing all the rumors that, he didn't hire Luke. It was Genie pretty much.
Yeah.
And he said that, he's not going to get rid of Luke, but if something drastic has to happen,
They'll make that move.
we'll just flat out miss the playoffs. And I think that's fair enough.
How soon do you think it would take, say if
For us to get rid of Luke?
Yeah, to get
The
rid of
season.
Luke.
It would be
Because-
the end of the season.
Yeah, I
End
don't
of
think
the
it
season.
happens
So you don't
anytime
think it
soon.
happens
Nah,
this season?
nothing
No.
happens in season.
That's just a respect thing. They need to give him at least a year under this
He
regime
just got
with
LeBron.
LeBron.
Like,
Yeah,
like
LeBron got to do a year with old boy, and then they were killing that other season, and then they got rid of him halfway through.
well, that's
David
the thing.
Blatt.
David
Also,
Blatt.
this team, sure they didn't pick Luke Walton to be the head coach. Sure, Magic didn't, but he was doing a good job without LeBron before he was there. It was It was a slowly going upward trajectory, but we saw signs of life and signs of improvement.
Yeah.
So they're giving him that 1 year to do it, and
the thing,
that's what I think.
the thing, I don't even think. For me, I don't think Luke is even on the hot seat. I think Luke has done very well as a coach. He's improved every single year, and with LeBron out right now, we're number 2 in defense.
Yeah.
We're number 2 in defense. We just can't score worth anything. But that's because we have 2nd and 3rd year players.
Yeah.
The Lakers
That
are
are
also above
always
500.
Always injured. We're still above 500. We've
That's
probably
the
never
thing.
been there in this long for
It feels good.
so good. But I think it just has to do with incorporating LeBron. We understand this isn't the final product.
Mm-hmm.
And of the coaches out there right now, with Luke's experience in a championship environment, as far as playing in a championship environment and coaching in a championship environment, he's done both.
Yep.
He's a very smart kid. He's been supposed to be a coach since he was a player, but he comes from a family of just great players.
yeah.
His dad was one of the greatest centers to ever play basketball.
That 85
Facts.
Celtics.
Like,
85 Celtics.
Even when he was
I
in
agree.
Portland, bro,
Dude.
come on, his
Here's the
father
thing,
was
too,
great.
When coaches go, and they get hired with this set program of what they're bringing to the club.
Yeah, and it's not
And the
just a one-year
expectations
thing.
will change if there's a different management.
Yep,
If there's an all-star that's actually brought into the team.
I agree.
So I think if he can like meddle with that sort of adjustment, he's good. Because he's pretty much bringing a little bit of the platform that he had with the Warriors. Yeah. That up-tempo basketball, bringing like tall players that can shoot and play defense.
And if you look at the numbers over the past years, every like really good team we play, like we play them tough. We've beaten the Warriors a bunch of times in the last week. We swept the Spurs last year, even though they were like whatever. They didn't have Kawhi.
Yeah. We got people saying blame LeBron, don't blame Luke.
Exactly.
No, and the only way they're out of their minds, but only way I agree is because he's hurt, because he got injured.
Yeah, so but they also need to figure out what to do with these young players because Ingram's not playing how he should
play.
But see,
right now. For me, I don't blame that on Luke. I blame that on the players. Like,
exactly.
They have so many. I was talking to a group of guys and texting them actually, and we were talking about the Lakers, and I brought up the fact that they have so many energy lapses and just lapses period where they just don't play good basketball. Yeah. And a lot of time it's led by the lack of aggressiveness by Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram.
And Josh Hart, who was the Summer League MVP, and everybody was like, oh, he's going to be a great compliment, and he's nothing without LeBron.
I just think that they shouldn't start
nothing.
Him. They messed it
up.
No,
they took him out. But KCP was playing that terrible to start the season.
This guy's calling you out right now.
He improved.
Michael, stop. He's trash.
KCP has improved, and that's why he's been reinserted into the starting lineup, which was a good move by Luke, because Luke will pull you.
Yeah,
Luke will be like, oh, you're not doing it right now. Like, who's next?
But I just think that you can't.
And you got to start playing. You got to stop playing Lance.
You don't get rid of Luke.
You have to.
Air guitar.
You don't
Mike Beasley only.
You don't get rid of Luke because, like you said, you have to give him a chance with LeBron. And a guy that we don't talk about as much that the team does miss is Rondo because of his playmaking, his leadership, his aggressiveness to that he brings to the court. They're missing those two guys who can make such a big difference. But I think that you don't blame Luke. You blame your core guys that are there now. So you blame Kuzma for shooting too many bad shots when he's not making them. You blame Ingram and Lonzo for not playing aggressive and not having energy. Like their last game versus the Bulls, they almost gave that one away just because they stopped playing hard. And
they pulled
turning
Lonzo.
the ball over and doing all those things. It's like you guys as players have to step up and play. No matter how much we talk about Phil Jackson, Popovich and those guys, their players have to step up and do their part. Yeah. So Michael Jordan has to do his part. Pippen has to do his part. B.J. Armstrong, all those guys, you have to do your part. And sometimes Ingram, Lonzo Ball, just because of their aggressiveness, don't do their part to uplift the team, and it really hurts. And like you said, Josh Hart was struggling. Sometimes JaVale McGee looks like Shaq and the Fool all-star.
Yeah, no, he's not consistent with it. Like, he has really good games, but you see games where he's like, why are you pulling up this 15-footer with like 9 seconds left on the clock? How did you bobble that ball? Why did you make that pass? Like, what are you doing,
do you know
bro?
what I don't get? Why didn't they stay with Zubac? Like, they were playing so well with him starting.
He's more of a liability defensively, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nah, he's a super watch the games when he plays.
No,
matchup too.
Yeah, it's all matchups.
Offensively, he brings us another element because he can shoot the mid range. Yeah, you can actually throw it to him to the post.
Oh, his hands are unbelievable.
Yeah. And if you're only going to play him the first quarter about 4 or 5 minutes, then you can it gives the other team a switch because it's like we go from this to an athletic freak with JaVale or Tyson Chandler.
We only I love when they insert Zubac, but another thing, JaVale McGee is a sickly guy. He has asthma and he just got over pneumonia. Like that will take a toll on your body. And
I don't want to hear that.
I'm an asthmatic. I got an inhaler in my pocket.
No, I know. I'm joking.
Like it's really, it can get really bad. But no, you can't play Zubac in certain games when if you have a guard that can attack the rim quick. Yeah. Or if you have another big man that can kind of body him up. Like, he plays other guys well. There's certain games when they don't have really anybody or they have another youngster.
Play really well against the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. I'm not Looney and Jones. Zubac's like, man, I own these dudes. Like,
just
it's
wait for
been 3 years.
DeMarcus.
I've been playing with these dudes in the G League for years. Like, I'm good.
Because he was amazing that game, that Christmas game. Zubac played really well.
But he right now he has 8 points, I think. Yeah. He has 8 points today.
Yeah, so I think they need to give him more minutes. So Luke is trying his best. It's just, man, these guys got to step up.
This guy, It's like, much better, Michael. Facts. Stay off the drugs.
Oh yeah, it's not drugs. It's just some alcoholic beverage that Bruce brought in, a cranberry beer.
It's Pedialyte.
Hey, you need that. Gotta hydrate.
Yeah, gotta have it. Gotta hydrate.
Gotta hydrate.
Hey, but before we get up out of here, man, every week we do what we call Throwback Thursday Player of the Week, to where us Courtside Radio, we present this player, post a video or two on our Instagram page, and we we show off a player. It's a throwback Thursday, so it's a player from the past. And this week I'm going with Kevin Johnson.
Ooh,
Kevin Johnson.
KJ?
The mayor.
KJ from the Phoenix Suns, man.
The mayor.
That's the throwback player of the week. His career averages were 18 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. He was a 3-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 1988-89 Most Improved Player. The crazy part was I never knew he was drafted 7th pick to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Seems kind of high.
He's nice, but I didn't know they traded him in his rookie year.
Like during the season?
Yeah.
During the season.
He played games for them?
No, let's see. Yeah, he played 52 games for them. Then he was traded.
Wow.
And then he played with Phoenix for the rest of his career.
I'm sorry, that is so Cleveland to do something like
Yeah.
that, right?
That's where you messed up.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I wonder who he got traded for.
Yeah, we're gonna have. I'm
Vladimir
gonna have to bring that up.
Radmanovich,
Nah, Radmanovich, former Laker.
the
But
best player on
his
the
best-
Lakers.
His best year with Phoenix was he averaged 22 points, 2
We would've
steals,
won the championship. if he didn't.
Best
10
offensive
assists.
player for the Celtics.
no 22, 1 steal, 11 assists in the 89-90 year, the year he was an All-Star. But Kevin Johnson, that's our throwback player of the
KJ.
week. Do you guys have any memories of him or big time moments? Kevin Johnson. I just remember that I was really young, but I can remember watching highlights of that Phoenix team with
Yeah,
Kevin
man.
Johnson, Dan Marley,
Yeah.
Charles, Rex Chapman,
Yeah.
and man, they were exciting. He was.
I
he was
actually
an athletic
went.
PG.
I saw him play. I believe he was on the team because I went to a game when Magic Johnson came back.
And you're old.
Yeah, I'm 32 in March.
No, it's 95, 96. So he was 29. Yeah, he was on that Phoenix team.
Yeah, so him, Charles, and because I remember like Magic and
Danger
Charles like
Dan.
getting into it
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
not only that, like KJ was like one of those dudes who was like a super athletic point guard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I remember like highlights of him dunking on people.
Yeah.
And I like
That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
He's
six-
not
like,
pimping.
that's my memory of him is like dunking on dudes,
Yeah.
like putting in like what?
The most memorable one for me is when he banged on Akeem.
And they jerseys were
Yeah,
so hard.
man.
So
Dunking
like
on the
that's kind of
Dream.
who you knew he
Throwback-
was because that Phoenix
throwbacks
jersey was
Phoenix.
so hard
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah,
team.
man.
That
And,
black one.
I just remember that team, man. He was that exciting point guard, very explosive. He reminds me of today's point guards. He was a 6'1", 180, but he was just so athletic, could attack the basket, and he was able to score it, and he will get assists. Like his best year, 22 and 11 assists. You do that today, it's big time. It's huge. But yeah, Kevin Johnson. You got anything on it, AW?
I mean, he was one of the first to do something after his basketball career.
Yeah,
so,
Yeah,
he's
true.
He was
there,
one of the
right?
first to like actually take into consideration what am I going to do after all this is done. And became mayor.
Yeah.
And he
Man,
did great
quick.
things for that city.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like,
Like,
what?
yeah, it was a big
What
shot.
you doing
there.
after school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that started to transcend amongst other players too,
Yeah.
to be going maybe into public service or other positions. So
Yeah, that's
shout out
very
to
true.
the mayor.
Don't shut up and dribble.
Yeah, yeah. Do not shut up and dribble.
Dude,
a guy
I'm-
like this proves it.
I'm looking up Marley's stats because we were talking about him. Like, I did not realize how big he was for those Phoenix teams.
Huge,
Those-
bro.
No,
Dan
Dan
Marley was
Marley
a
was nice.
baller.
Yeah,
That
no,
team-
yeah.
Bro, NBA Jam, Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley. Let's go.
Yeah, and Chuck, for all you guys, all you LeBron fans who go out there and say they didn't play anybody, you gotta realize
Bruh.
that this team was stacked. Like
Yeah.
Jordan beat this team with KJ,
Yeah.
Dan Marley, Barkley. They had some other big time like role players. And I was looking at Shaq.
Was Sabalas on that team?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He wasn't there yet.
He was.
But and I saw Shaq post something earlier today where he was saying, Jordan didn't beat anybody, and he put up a picture of it was Kobe, Shaq, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and it was like these four couldn't beat these two because remember they could never beat Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yeah.
And Shaq posted
Nope.
like, man, we could not figure their asses out, man. And it just showed you that Jordan played against really talented players, and for him to win the 6 finals that he did was impressive. And KJ was one of the guys he had
was
to beat.
beating the West.
You know that story about how Charles Barkley was beaten in the final series against Jordan? Like an untold story that people don't know.
I probably heard it because I love listening to stuff
I know,
like that.
I know. When they won the West, that he had an announcement, and he says that. I know Chuck was like, "Yeah, I'm about to win the championship."
God.
Yeah,
Then God put me.
Yeah,
then God sent Michael Jordan or
Yeah,
something like that.
that was after the finals.
No, during the finals, during the night before one of the finals games, I forget which one. Chuck was taken out to a strip club by a couple guys.
That's right.
And got really too drunk and had to play a finals game.
Yeah, I
hungover.
did hear that story.
Wow, I've never heard that one.
He had to play a finals game against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen,
Sneaky.
hungover.
Yeah.
Listen to
God sent Michael Jordan.
I think,
Yeah, Michael Jordan probably did.
but I think they he's on a road tripping podcast.
Hey, but the
on
crazy
the
part,
Undisputed Network. Shout out LeBron James.
yeah, shout out LBJ. Hey, the crazy part is that final series, Phoenix were up 2-0. Like
Yeah.
they won the two
They
games
were.
in Chicago. That's the crazy part. They won.
Yeah, but we don't need to discuss that.
Yeah, but they won the 2 games in Chicago.
But we know the record of Jordan's never missed in Game 7.
Yeah, they were close. John Paxson hit a big shot in Game 6, but
Bro.
hey, Kevin Johnson was a big part
Never
of
in
it,
Game
man.
7, and I was down 0-2.
Hey, but that's our
we were
throwback.
down 3-0 and we came back and won in Game 7.
Yeah, Jordan didn't need it, but that's for you, Danny, if you're listening. Jordan didn't need Game 7. Only LeBron knows about that in the finals.
Shout out Kyrie.
And Kobe has 5, so he can get away with that one Game 7 in the finals. But yeah, Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, they like messed up the whole 2-3-2 thing. What the?
Yeah, it's weak. But hey, our Throwback Thursday Player of the Week, Kevin Johnson. Make sure you guys check out our IG. We're gonna have a video up of that guy doing work. And man, we just thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the realest and rawest hoop show in the land, Courtside Radio. We thank AW man for
thank you
coming
for having
in.
me, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
You're always welcome, kid.
Yeah, you're always welcome. Whenever you want to come back, let us know, and
Absolutely.
we'll have some more fun. But Mr.
AW.
Shice Wright is in the building.
We live.
We live.
We
And,
did it again. I told y'all.
Heinz World is in the building.
Shalom.
Mike out of Pappy Mike couldn't be in because he was stuck with Little Man. But
He getting ready. It's,
yeah,
it's draft preparations.
draft preparations. But yeah, we had a good
Diaper
one. We thank you
preparations.
guys for tuning in. Courtside Radio, Good News Radio, Good News Sports, man. We thank you guys, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
What?
The guy that was